Okay, we are going to first fill in this top section right here. Everybody find this little top section? Okay, so this lesson, we are going to learn how to convert units of measurement. What does that mean? That means, say I have a recipe that calls for quarts of milk. Says how many quarts. But my milk is in pint cartons. Well, how do I convert pints? I've got all these pints of milk, but my recipe calls for quarts. I need to convert pints to quarts. Does that make sense? I need to know how to do that. So here's one example, is that, let's put this up here. I'm going to be changing pints to quarts. That would be an example of converting measurements. Another example would be cups. What if the recipe calls for cups? No, what if I have cups, but the recipe calls for ounces of something? I need to know how to convert cups to ounces. And what about miles? What if I run so many miles, but I want to actually record it in feet? I need to change my miles that I've run to a measurement of feet. That's what we're going to be learning how to do. How to convert one unit of measurement to another unit of measurement.
What does the second one say? Ounces.
Cups to ounces. So fill those ones in.
I have to wait for the heat when the sun flashing, right?
Yes, and I have to cut them out first though, because if you laminate and then cut them, it's like open. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, what you learned last week, I'm really glad that there were so many amazing scores, almost entirely A's and B's on your English measurement special numbers, like how many feet are in a yard, how many inches are in a foot, how many cups are in a pint. You guys did super good, and that is super important because if you don't know those special numbers, you're going to have a really hard time with the lessons that we have coming up. You have to have those numbers memorized. If you didn't get an A or a B on that quiz, you're going to want to go back and re-study, because if you don't know those numbers, it's almost impossible to get these questions right on your upcoming quizzes. So, Brinkley, I graded you, you got 100. Good job. Okay, let's look over here. Here are some of our special numbers. So let's record them on our foldable. We have our length measurements. 1 foot equals how many yards?
3.
I'm sorry, that's not what we want here, is it? 1 foot equals how many inches?
3. No. 12. 36. No? 12.
12. 1 foot is a ruler. That's about 12 inches. You can put IN for inches. All right. 1 yard equals how many feet?
3.
3 feet. That's a special number that you need to know. 1 yard equals 3 feet. You've got to just have that memorized. What about 1 yard equals how many inches? 36 inches. And 1 mile equals how many yards? YDS you could put for yards. 1,760 yards. Now we didn't learn this one, but I still want you to put it on your foldable. 1 mile also equals 5,280 feet. You may need that one, so we're going to put it in your foldable. Okay, let's look at weight and mass units. 1 ton equals how many? 2,000 pounds, which we abbreviate LBS. 2,000 pounds. One pound equals how many ounces?
12. 16.
16 ounces, which is OZ. 16 ounces. All right, let's move over to our capacity units. 1 gallon equals how many quarts?
4.
4 quarts. 4 quarts. Or you could say QTS, quarts. Okay, either one of those is right. 1 quart equals how many pints?
2.
2 pints. You could put pints, or you could put PTS, 2 pints. 1 pint equals how many cups?
2.
2 cups. So 2C, or 2 cups. And 1 cup equals how many fluid ounces?
8.
So you're going to change ounces to fluid ounces. FL is fluid, ounces is OZ. Because these ounces are different than these. These measure weight or mass. Fluid ounces measure capacity. So fill those in. Those are your special numbers. You need to have those tight in your brain to be able to do what's coming up as far as converting measurements. Everybody have those filled in? Yes? Okay. Let's move on then. Okay. You got it? For the next section, we are going to learn how to convert. So let's go down to the first way that we already learned how to convert measurements is by drawing a picture. We already learned this, right? So let's go through this kind of quickly. We already learned that in the gallon kingdom, there are
4 quarts.
4 queens or 4 quarts in a gallon. We also learned that each queen has 2 princesses or princes, which is 2 pints for each quart. And we learned that each prince or princess has how many crowns?
2.
2 crowns or 2 cups in a pint. And we learned that each crown has how many opals in it?
8.
Or ounces, 8 ounces in a cup, so you can draw those in there. Drawing a picture helps you convert because you can say 1 quart equals how many pints? Well, draw your picture. How many prince or princesses are there for a queen? 2. Right? Or let's go over here and do one that's a little bit harder. 3 quarts equals how many pints? Well, here's 1 quart, and we'd have 2 in there.
6.
Here's 2 quarts, and we'd have 4 in there. And now we have our third one. Whoops, I got a little bit big here. And we have 2 in there. So we have 2, 4, 6 pints are in 3 quarts, right? 6, we know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. So 3 quarts equals
6.
6 pints. That is one way to do it, to draw a picture. But we don't have pictures for all types of measurement. We only have them for capacity. I don't have one for weight mass, and we don't have one for length. So how are we going to do those? I will show you. First of all, you need to decide, we're going to convert them. In order to convert them, you are either going to multiply numbers or you're going to divide numbers. How do you decide what you're going to do? You are going to think, if I am going from, let me get a whiteboard here so I can get rid of this. If I go from quarts to, and I want to change it to pints. Am I going from big to small, or am I going from small to big?
Big to small.
Big to small. So I'm going from big to small, so I'm going to multiply.
I thought that meant
Big to small, you multiply. Do that with me. Big to small, you multiply.
What if you go from small to big?
So good question. What do you if you go from small to big? So what if I'm saying I have pints, but I need to change them into quarts? You go from small pints to bigger quarts, you divide.
Oh, because the long.
Small to big, multiply. Big to small, divide. So you tell me by using your own hands if you're going to divide or if you're going to multiply. I will give you an example. Try, let's see. What if I was going from tons to pounds? Tons to pound. Pounds. Am I going big to small? Multiply. Small to big. Divide. Hold it out. If you think it's divide, go like this. If you think it's multiply, go like this. What do you think? We got mixed reviews. Pick one. Pick divide or multiply. Everybody has to pick one. Everybody has to pick one. Here we go. We are going from big to small. Big to small. Multiply. Keep your hands going in the same direction. Big, small, multiply. Small, big, divide. You're going from big to small. Multiply. Let's try another one.
If it's like 40, let's say 81 divided by 9, that's not times. Like, that's a big and then a small.
No, we're talking about units of measurement though. We're talking about, is a ton bigger or is a pound bigger? A ton is big. You're changing it to pounds, so you're gonna multiply. So if you have 2 tons, and you say, how many pounds is that? You're gonna multiply it by 2,000 because that's how many pounds are in 1 ton. So 2 tons are going to equal 4,000. So you have to multiply. So let's try, just use your arms for this section. We'll get into the rest of it later, but the first step I want you to know how to do. I just want you to know how to pick the operation right now. Small to big, divide it, big to small. So let's try another one, all right? Everybody stand up. You're gonna end up like this or like this, all right? So you can do it, and then we'll see what you think. We are gonna go from inches to feet. Inches to feet. Are you going to divide or multiply? Don't say, just hold your hands either like this or like this. Do the motions, big to small, multiply, or small to big. What are you going from? What to what? Okay, we got mixed reviews. We got some of both. So, inches to feet. Are we going from big to small?
Small to big.
We're going from small to big. So watch. Small, inches, to feet, divide. All right, how about this one?
Can we sit down if we got them wrong?
No. Still stand.
Even though you got it right.
Miles to yards. What are you going to do? Small to big, multiply. Big to small, divide. What are you going to do? All you have to do is figure out, are you going big to small
You are just.
or small to big? Shh, nobody's talking. You're just showing me. We got mixed reviews again. Is this big to small or is this small to big?
Big, small.
Big to small, you what?
Multiply.
Big, small, multiply. Big, small, multiply. All right, let's try it again so we can get everybody on the same page. Here we go.
Can we do it to where if you get it wrong, you sit down?
All right, if you get it correct, you may sit down. Okay? If you get it right, you can sit. Here we go.
We could do like a contest to where we
Yep, we're gonna do it. Just sit down if you get it correct. Let's do.
That way, for the people that get it wrong, they can learn why they're getting it wrong.
We're gonna do from cups to gallons. Cups to gallons. Are you gonna divide or multiply if you're changing cups into gallons? Cups to gallons. You either have to multiply or divide. Okay. Everybody can sit down except everybody got the divide can sit down because you're going from small cups to big gallons. So you divide. Okay, Ben, you picked multiply. You picked multiply, okay? All right. Here we go. Let's try again. Let's try. If you go from feet to inches, those who are standing, feet to inches, what are you going to do? Divide or multiply? Big to small or small to big? Okay, we got mixed reviews on this. We go from feet to inches, we multiply. You're going from big to small. Watch, big to small, you multiply. Small to big, you divide. Yeah? Let's try one more.
They get it right.
No?
Wrong.
So if you go bend big to small, show me big to small with your arms. Big to small. Big to small. You what? Multiply. Yep. All right, let's try again. Let's do pounds to tons. So you're going to go pounds
Oh.
to tons.
I guess.
Yep. So you're going small to big, you divide, right? All right, everybody stand back up. This time, if you get it wrong, you need to sit down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna get it wrong. Sit down. Oh my gosh, you're so gonna get it wrong. Classic vehicle.
All right, yards to miles. Are you going to multiply or divide if you are converting yards to miles?
Oh, we just like.
Yards to miles. Do it with your hands and show me where you're going to land. Dividing or multiplying. Okay. Michaela, I'm waiting for you to do the problem, okay? Riley?
My gosh. Can I see?
Oh, if you're talking, you have to sit down.
What are you doing? You're not gonna do it.
Shh, Bo, you can't talk or you have to sit. All right, we've got yards to miles. You're going from something small to big. Small to big, divide. Sit down if you did not get divide. Small to big, you divide. If you're sitting down, do you understand what you did wrong?
Yeah.
Small item to big item. You have to divide. Right? Okay, those of you who are left. Yards to feet. Yards to feet. A yardstick, to a foot, you multiply, right? Yards to feet, multiply. Big to small, multiply. All right? How about inches to feet? Inches to feet. Still do it if you're sitting down because you actually need to practice also. If you are sitting down, I still want to see you doing inches to feet. Are you multiplying or dividing? Inches to feet. Small to big? Is that big to small? What's happening there? Inches to feet means you're going from small to big, so you divide. Right?
Anybody get it wrong? Nope.
Anybody get it wrong?
Nope. We're looking at each other.
Here we go. Pints to cups. Everybody do it. Those of you who are sitting down also. Pints to cups. Ella, make sure you're doing what's up here, okay? So you get more practice. Lamaria, look this way, please. You should be doing these, not talking to your neighbor, all right? Lamaria, you're doing pints to cups and showing me if it's division or multiplication. Pints to cups. You should have said it's going from big to small, so you multiply. All right, one last one. How about you are going from, hi, Michaela. Okay, last one is ounces to cups. Ounces, let's say fluid ounces to cups. Fluid ounces to cups. What do you do? I should see everybody ready? Fluid ounces to cups? Fluid ounces to cups. Are you going to divide or are you going to multiply? Fluid ounces is small and cups is bigger, so you divide. Some of you sitting down haven't participated. You're staring off into Never Never Land. Okay, so if you picked multiply, how did you get multiply? You're going from small to big, small to big, divide, right? Small to big, divide. So if you are having trouble with this and the special number are what you have to have in order to do our next several lessons. So you need to know what is smaller, what is bigger, and to divide or multiply. All right, so let's look really quick back at your foldable and fill in this section right up here. You see these little stick people? Oh, no, you don't see anything, do you? Let's look right here. Sorry. To change larger to smaller, Big to small. Look at this guy. Large to small. Large to small. Large, small. Yes, he's going large to small. That means you multiply. He's got it like an X right here. You multiply. Large to small. Whoopsie. Multiply. If you go from small to large, you divide. Okay? That is just the first part of the problem, is figuring out whether you multiply or divide. We're going to move on to the next part later. But fill that all in, so at least you have the first part